the palm is going to be facing you, and in the pull-up, the palm is facing away. A good way to think about this and to describe it to others is when you're describing a chin-up, think about how you would scratch your chin. You're going to do that by having that palm facing you and then scratch your chin this way, as opposed to having that palm facing out, which would indicate pull-up. So while the hand position is different in each movement, the way they're performed is pretty much identical. To start the pull-up and the chin-up, you're going to be at a dead hang on the bar. Now, before you start that first pull, think about putting the scapula in the back pocket, and this is going to engage the lats and the upper back musculature. Now that you've done this, you're going to initiate the pull by thinking about driving those elbows through the floor. This is going to help you keep a cleaner path, pulling yourself up and maintain that tightness. Once you've reached the peak of the movement and your chin is above the bar, you're not going to loosen up on the tightness. You're going to stay nice and tight and then start the descending portion. If you waver at all going forward or backwards, that's a good indicator that you're losing tightness and your scaps are becoming disengaged, and that can kind of take away from the movement. So as you descend, it's important to maintain that same tightness you started with. So while these movements are performed similarly, there are some distinct differences to each movement. Let's look at the muscles worked first. So in a study performed in 2014 and published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research, researchers looked at 7 different muscles and the EMG between the chin-up and the pull-up. They looked at the lats, the biceps brachii, the infraspinatus, the lower trapezius, the pectoralis major, the erector spinae, and the external obliques. What did they find? They found that each variation of the movement, so the chin-up and the pull-up, both had similar ranges in terms of the working of these 7 muscles, but there were a couple differences. They noted that the chin-up is a little bit better for working the bicep brachii and the pec major, and the pull-up is slightly better for working the lower trapezius and the lats.